If your eye drawings always look flat and lifeless no matter how many details you add, you are probably missing a few small things that make all the difference. In this video, I'll show you how to turn any flat eye drawing into a super realistic one using just 3 simple steps. So let's get started. Okay, so before starting the drawing process today, let me share one of my favorite little secret tricks for making your own graphite powder at home. All you need is a pencil, a scraper, or even a small piece of sandpaper. Just rub the pencil lead against it for a few seconds and you will have a super fine graphite powder ready to use. The best part is that you can make graphite powder of any grade, whether it is B, 2B, 8B, or whatever your drawing needs at that moment. Now you can layer this graphite powder with a bigger size dry brush over the forehead and brow portion. Always start from the darker side and gradually move toward the lighter side. This naturally creates a smooth gradient. Many beginners try to shade everything with the same tone, which makes the drawing look flat. So make sure to start where the shadow is strongest and slowly let the graphite fade away. And don't forget to use small circular motions while applying the powder. It is very similar to polishing a car. Small circular movements help create an even surface without visible streaks. Once the base is in place, blend it gently with a clean tissue paper and keep the pressure very light. This will give the graphite a buttery smooth finish. At this point, the drawing may still look dull, but that is exactly how a realistic drawing should look before the details are added. All the reference images you need, including the grid and outline versions, are available on our Academy site to make your drawing process smoother and more structured. Now comes one of the most satisfying parts, which is the eyebrow detailing. Grab an 8B pencil and start going over the existing hair strokes one by one. A little trick here is to place the pencil at the root, press a little harder and then flick outward so the stroke ends in a thin point. It is like using a paintbrush. The stroke begins with pressure and then lifts off naturally. Sometimes you might end up making the eyebrows look like caterpillars. The reason is usually very simple. You may have drawn every eyebrow hair with the same length and the same darkness. Real eyebrow hairs are much more random. Some are longer, some are shorter, some are darker, and some are lighter. Once you begin adding this variation, the eyebrow will immediately start to look more natural and realistic. Also keep in mind that at the tail, the hairs are thinner and tilting downward. As you move towards the center, they begin to bend gently and become a little thicker. Then as you reach the starting portion, the hair becomes straight and points slightly upward. So instead of drawing random strokes, try to follow this natural change in direction. Don't forget to add the peach fuzz, and for that, you can use the flat tip mono zero eraser to add thin curved highlights. But keep in mind that even highlights need variation. If every highlight has the same brightness, the texture starts to look flat. Keep some very soft and make others slightly brighter. This is what gives the surface depth and realism. Now comes the most exciting part, which is the eye detailing. And for that, the very first step is to add a 3D base layer. Always start by darkening the roots of the upper lashes. This small shadow anchors the lashes to the eyelid and prevents them from looking like they are floating. Then begin darkening the outer edge of the iris and avoid drawing a hard outline. Instead, keep the edge darker and let the tone fade softly toward the pupil. Don't forget to darken the upper portion of the iris because the eyelid naturally casts a shadow there. Many beginners make this mistake of drawing the iris as a flat circle, and no matter how many details you add over it later, it will not look realistic. A simple fix is to keep the pressure on your pencil variable. Apply higher pressure where you need darkness and then gradually reduce the pressure to achieve softer tones. It is a very small change, but suddenly the iris starts to feel like it is sitting inside the eye. If you want to watch the full step-by-step tutorial of this drawing, you can access it on our Academy site. Link is in the description. Many artists also skip adding the subtle reflection of the upper lashes in the iris. Yes, the lashes actually reflect on the shiny surface of the eye. And when this detail is missing, the iris often feels like something is incomplete, even if all the shading and texture are in place. Simply flip the lash shapes upside down and place them very softly in the upper part of the iris. It is one of those details that seems tiny, but once you notice it, you start seeing it in almost every real eye. And once you add it, the realism jumps immediately. At this point, the drawing usually looks a little rough, and that is completely normal. Use a medium-sized brush to blend the eye gently in small circular motions. If required, you can always soften any harsh edges with a blending stump. It is like smoothing icing on a cake. The shape is already there, but once the rough marks are softened, everything looks more polished. This is one of those important steps that many beginners skip, but it makes every detail that comes later much easier to control. Some drawings still look flat at this stage, and one major reason is that the sclera has been left empty. The white part of the eye is never actually plain white. It contains subtle tones, tiny veins, and soft highlights. Add the veins very lightly using a sharp B pencil and keep them soft, wavy, and slightly uneven instead of drawing straight lines. Let some fade away while others branch into smaller lines. Think of them like tiny rivers on a map. They twist, split, and gradually disappear. If every vein is straight or equally dark, they immediately look fake. After drawing them, blend very lightly with a tissue, or you can also dab them with your clean finger so they settle into the surface instead of sitting on top. Now lift some graphite from the brighter areas in between the strokes on the right side using a mono-zero eraser. This creates highlights and gives the sclera a rounded, three-dimensional look. After all the blending, the lashes usually lose some of their darkness, and now is the perfect time to go back and strengthen them. So darken the existing strokes carefully by going over them with an 8B pencil, and you can also add a few extra lashes if needed. Start from the root of the lash and flick your pencil upwards following the base stroke to achieve a lash hair which is thicker from the bottom and needle-like thin at the end. Now comes my most favorite part of the entire eye drawing, which is the iris texturing and highlighting. As you can see that the base is already there, but the iris still feels lifeless. This happens sometimes when the texture is not dark enough. So carefully go over the directional texture lines again with an 8B pencil to strengthen them. Then use a mono-zero eraser to pull out tiny highlights in between those darker lines. Make sure to keep these highlights uneven. Some should be brighter, some softer, and some can overlap slightly. Beginners often make this mistake of making all the highlights equally bright, which makes the iris look flat. So to fix it, always keep the pressure on your mono eraser variable. Keep the pressure light to create softer highlights and apply slightly more pressure to create brighter ones. That tonal difference is what gives the iris a true three-dimensional and realistic look. Okay, so now let's add the lower lashes, and keep in mind they are much softer and more delicate than the upper ones. They are thinner, lighter, and more spaced out. So add them with gentle flicking strokes, keeping the direction slightly varied. If they all look the same, they start to resemble a brush rather than natural lashes. Now add a soft base layer over the rest of the under eye area to give it some depth and dimension. Follow the same approach we used earlier on the upper eyelid by keeping some areas darker and allowing the graphite to fade gradually into the lighter portions. This gentle shift in tones helps the under eye look rounded and three-dimensional instead of flat. Once the base is in place, you can start blending it using a tissue paper, just like we did in the upper portion. Don't forget to brighten the waterline by lifting graphite with a kneaded eraser, and look how realistic it has already started to look. You can see that the left edge is receiving less light, so gently build some depth here to give the waterline some realism. You might have noticed that every realistic eye has one highlight that stands out more than all the others. Find that highlight, and in this case you can add this thin straight stroke using an electric eraser, and then go over it with a jelly roll pen. It is often just a single clean stroke, but that one stroke can make the iris look like a glass. And that is usually the exact moment when the eye suddenly feels alive. The skin beneath the eye and across the cheek also has very soft peach fuzz, so you can follow the same process we used earlier on the brow bone area. Using a flat tip mono zero eraser, add thin curved strokes that follow the shape of the cheek. Again, make sure to keep some strokes brighter and some softer by changing the pressure on your eraser. You can also add a few tiny dots in between these strokes to mimic the appearance of pores and natural skin texture. This bright area makes the cheek appear rounded and slightly raised. Now let's see how we can create blurry freckles on the nose with a few easy steps. Grab an 8B pencil with a sharp yet round tip and start darkening the freckles by applying more pressure in the center and gradually decrease it as you move toward the edges. This will create a smooth gradient from dark center to soft edges. When all the freckles are darkened, start blending them lightly with a blending stump and then go over the whole nose portion with a tissue paper to further smoothen it out. After blending, you can adjust the brightness in between these freckles as well as the depth if required. And you will see how the freckles will immediately start to look embedded in the skin instead of sitting on top. And that's how we are done with this realistic eye drawing. It may look complicated at first, but once you break it down into small and simple steps, the whole process becomes surprisingly easy and a lot of fun to draw. Also, if you are an absolute beginner and want to learn drawing from scratch, you can join our drawing course on AHR Studios Academy. It is now trusted by 20,000 students across 165 countries, and you can enroll today with 90% off. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.